It's currently 9:28 p.m. And I'm currently in the process of coloring in the tulips after I spent the early morning and morning hours coloring in the berries and then the pine cones. I colored in the yellow berries first, then the blueberries, then I colored in the yellow pine cones, then the blue pine cones, and then I started working to color in the tulips. I think by then it was around 11. In the morning. It was around 11:15 in the morning that I had lunch. Which consisted of 2 sandwiches that Dad made for me in the morning. Some of the leftover Skinny popcorn. And a couple of homemade cookies that were given to Dad for Christmas by some people that he delivers mail to. We share the cookies, Dan and I. Though we are eating them gradually. Dad was given a lot of cookies and gift cards for Christmas. Though if you don't eat the cookies eventually, sooner or later, they'll get stale. Those 2 cookies I had around 11:15 in the morning. They weren't stale. They were pretty good. Around 5:45 in the morning was when I had the first morning cup of coffee. The evening pot will be made after Dan and I finish eating this sausage he cooked and these mashed potatoes he put cheese in and then microwaved. I had a bowl of granola cereal, I believe Honey and Nut. That Dad got from Wegmans. I believe it's a generic Wegmans brand, though I'm not 100% sure on that. I had approximately a few cups, roughly from 5:45 in the morning to maybe about 8 in the morning. Then later I went to bed around noon and woke up around 6 in the morning. I recently messed up my sleep schedule by falling asleep in the evening for a few hours, but I think I felt tired at the time because that night I naturally woke up after only getting 6 hours of sleep. How I color the tulips is I define the blue parts by what I colored in using essentially a Sharpie marker like this in order to designate the areas that'll be colored in blue, always using an ultrafine for that in particular. And then essentially for areas I color in yellow, designated using this Sharpie marker, representing a slightly darker hue of orange. Serving as an outline. I use the ultrafine so I don't unintentionally blend blue with yellow. So this is used for areas near a blue area. And then for the rest of the tulip, rest of the bulb or flower, I use the default fine tip Sharpie marker. Generally, to some extent, for all of these steps, I rotate around the flower. The whole thing's primarily going to be this color in terms of the Christmas wreath ball, though I've yet to determine what ultrafine tip would be suitable for that color. There may be an ultrafine version with that same color cap, but it doesn't mark the same exact color, or at least doesn't appear to. on paper. This is something I've tested. And I need an ultrafine in order to trace around all this stuff. It's too imprecise, thus making it risky if I do it with a fine tip. Though I'm not sure if I'll be able to find that exact same color. I'll have to do some further testing. Yeah, once I finish coloring in the tulips, I'll just have to make some streaks of default blue and default yellow all around the project, and then I'll be able to start tracing. And then I'll just have to color in the ball. Though I do have the marker determined for which I'll do the coloring in of the ball itself, but for the tracing I'll have to do right prior to that. That's still yet to be determined. I'm currently on my second cup of the evening coffee. I've made some good progress in terms of coloring in the tulips. Just have to finish this one and then these two. I've been making good progress in terms of upgrading the workshops. So I'll be able to complete this side quest of the Elementals chapter. It's thanks in large part to my fellowship that I'm able to craft something like that. The game I'm active with most tends to be Epic Incremental Hero 2. I often have that game running either in the background. At times I have that game running either in the background or actively. It's only recently that I upgraded this Ancient Wonder so it produced 4 knowledge points in a day rather than 3. Also, if you noticed my thumb, I drew on it either to avoid unintentional blending or to restart a Sharpie marker like this one that was temporarily either dried out or for some reason didn't mark. Though in the future I should probably do that on a scrap or piece of paper.